Today on AllAboard, we're going on what I think is the cutest train line of them all. We're going on Europe's shortest train line. Stourbridge, you're not really your most interesting town, some would say. I mean, it was due for the glass heritage, but the one thing that's unique about Stourbridge is the fact that it's got one special train. We're here at Stourbridge Town, as you can see, to find the Paris People Mover. Now, as you can imagine, 27 metres isn't too long. It's about the size of 2 Stourbridge shuttle cars, or maybe the Class 153s. Now solely used for passenger traffic, the Stourbridge Town Branch Line wasn't always just one single line up and down, up and down. Instead, it was 2 dual lines working together with an extension from the current town station through to where the bonded warehouse is sitting. But in 1935, the train line was separated into 2 parallel lines, so both were running as single lines. Similar to the situation at Worcester, where one platform's for one train line going into Worcester Shrub Hill from Foregate Street, and the other platform is for trains going towards Droitwich, avoiding the Shrub Hill station.
Rowley Regis, Smethwick Gorton Bridge, the Hawthorns,
The body work is a stainless steel framework. The chassis is welded as a box section of mould steel.
This train has 3
The trains that are currently on the line have a top speed of 45 miles an hour.
1715 West Midlands Railway service to Stourbridge Town. Stourbridge Town only. This train has 1 carriage, platform 1 from 17...
Here's a copy of the 1942 timetable for the line. Back then, there was third class accommodation on the train. Now, Stourbridge did have some quirks, and it still does nowadays. I mean, there used to be really old-fashioned semaphore signals, similar to what the Great Western Railway put on the rest of its lines throughout its tenure as the operator of the train. However, nowadays, the train is operated by a system called one train working, which means only one train is permitted on the line throughout, and the only types of trains permitted on the line are the current Class 139s, which are the Paris People Mover. There was a bridge over from the previous site of the station, not where the current station is now, because the line was shortened by both British Rail and what was the West Midlands Passenger Transport Authority. Of course, now the bridge no longer exists because the line went through what's now the bus station, over Foster Street, and then through where they were near enough running parallel with the ring road to get towards where the ring road is now. Obviously, when the line was built, there was no ring road. But of course, this was demolished in 1967. The bridge only being rebuilt 10 years previously. 1963, however, was a bad time for the line, as amongst many branch lines, a gentleman named Dr. Beechin was working at the Ministry for Transport, and he had the idea of closing several branch lines. Stourbridge Town was one of those stations listed for closure, along with Dudley and the line between Dudley and Walsall. The Beeching report, which was called The Reshaping of Railways, was rejected by the unions. Stourbridge was saved, but the Dudley to Walsall line and what's now the Severn Valley Railway, they were gone from existence. The Stourbridge Town Branch Line is quite popular nowadays though, as between 2009 and 2018 over 5 million passengers used the line. That's on average about, well, nowadays, it's 6 trains each way now, that's still, it's roughly near enough of every passenger seat, enough to fill the seating capacity of the Class 139s. But they weren't the original trains on the line though. They only came in 2009. Trains built by Paris people movers in nearby Cradley Heath were built to serve the line as an experiment originally, to test new technologies out, such as a flywheel concept. We're going to go on board now to see what's happening as we go rear view mirror mode. As the train departs the town station, carry the passengers and their tickets ready for inspection. There's mine. Of course, the line wasn't always under independent control, as after the First World War, the Big Four took over all of our lines in Britain, and Stourbridge Town Branch Line became part of the Great Western Railway. Not the Great Western Railway as we know nowadays, but the mighty Great Western, or some call it God's Wonderful Railway. As we now approach Stourbridge Junction, connections are available towards Birmingham, Worcester, Kidderminster, and in the early morning in London. We get onto the shortest platform allocation in the junction, platform 1, which is only 98 metres of platform, as opposed to the 162 metres of the other platforms. Of course, as we come into the junction to get off, we wonder, is there room for expansion on the train? Is there room, could it go further into the town centre? We don't know that as yet. I mean, there's always plans for everything. Even the Midlands Metro has plans. Join us again soon for another episode of AllAboard.